Good evening. We're back with more Star Wars Unlimited, and this evening we'll be spotlighting Sabine Green. Sabine Green is an aggro deck. There's no way around that. You have my deck on the left and the deck that my deck is based on the right. There is not much difference between the two. I don't want to say that Sabine Green is a solved deck, but I think it's probably pretty close. It's a straight up aggro face deck, as the author on the right notes. In the comments, always go base, which is always go face, so this is equivalent to Hunter in Hearthstone or something like that. The advantage to aggro decks in card games has always been, in nearly every game, they're cheap. You can see the deck price there on the left is $120. I think for the Vader Blue deck that I just spotlighted, it was $300 and something. So if you want to build a deck on the cheap, an aggro face deck is usually the way to go. And it'll give you a decent chance to win, 50% or maybe a little bit more than 50%, but it's almost never going to get you as high a win percentage as a mid-range or control deck will, which is why those command a higher price. I don't like aggro or face decks, I'll be honest about that, nor do I think they're particularly good, but for the sake of being thorough and spotlighting all different play styles in this card game, I'm going to play this deck and give it an honest effort, do my best with it. The changes between my deck and the deck on the right, I added in Heroic Sacrifice, took out one Guerrilla Attack Pod, one Steadfast Battalion, I think one Metal Ceremony to make room, but that's about it. I think that's the only change. So it's pretty much exactly the deck on the right, which was a tournament winner from a 1K tournament in Atlanta. So let's move over into Force Table and give it a go against AI for one game so we can get familiar with the cards. And then we'll move over to human players. Here we go. I'm just going to play against the Blue Vader deck. AI, give the AI a handicap of 5 HP, and I don't expect this to be a very long game or a very difficult game. AI isn't usually that good at dealing with aggro. So we got Sabine, we got Metal Ceremony, Spec Force, Wing Leader, For a Cause I Believe In, and Battlefield Marine. And I think we're gonna resource Spec Force and Metal Ceremony here. And then we'll go ahead and play Sabine. And the opponent just takes the initiative, so he didn't have anything to play apparently. We'll use Sabine's ability, which is to deal 1 damage to each base. We'll use that pretty much every turn. We also have the Energy Conversion Lab available to give a unit ambush. I will resource the Rebel Assault. He's got a Death Trooper to get 2 damage on Sabine. Wing Leader won't buff her up high enough to survive, but I'm still going to do it. Or do I want to get Battlefield Marine out so there will be 3 aspects among other friendly units? Actually, I don't think that's possible. If they all have to be among other friendly units, I'm not 100% sure how it works. We get Wing Leader out, give Sabine the upgrades. Player 2 takes the initiative, so Death Trooper does 2 damage to a friendly and 2 damage to an enemy. And we'll just go face. Sabine's ability does 1 damage, and then we get some other damage, and then we're going to use her hero power as well. And then pass. I'm thinking Battlefield Marine can go here. Actually, probably should have kept that and played that in Green Squadron A-Wing this round. So that's an obvious mistake that the AI made there. I should have set it to control with this deck, but oh well. We'll just go Fighters for Freedom. Oh, okay. Not a mistake. He should have damaged this Death Trooper and not that one, but... Oh, that wasn't enough damage on Sabine. So yeah, it was a mistake. I think if I'd set it to control settings, it wouldn't have done that, but no matter. Another mistake taking out Wing Leader instead of Sabine. Though it did save him 2 damage right now. I think I would like initiative as opposed to doing 1 damage to each base here, because it'll ensure I get another attack in with Sabine. We'll resource the A-Wing. Then we can use the energy conversion lab here to play Steadfast Battalion. Take out the Death Trooper. Yeah, I don't think playing this Vader deck is the AI's strong point, but at least we get to familiarize ourselves with the cards in the deck. Oh, right. I have no choice but to attack Carlson. He has Sentinel. Wait, that did 4? I thought... Oh, he is a 4/4. That was silly. I should have attacked with Sabine, obviously. That was really bad. Now, I'm playing like AI. I'll play Sabine here. We'll deal 1 damage to each base and then get her into play. And then pass. Resource the Spec Force. Open fire, that's a reasonable play. Gonna play Fighters for Freedom. Play for a cause I believe in. Which is going to give me 3 damage. Oh, 4 damage. So do we want to discard any of these? Maybe that one. That order's fine. I don't think I resource a card at this point. So we'll get out the Fleet Lieutenant for a +2 attack. When played, you may attack with a unit. If it's a rebel unit, it gets +2/+0. The Guerrilla attack pod gets to ready itself right away, which is also very good. I'm going to play for a cause I believe in, I think. Let's reveal the top 4. Got 3 rebel cards. And I think we will be fine with these cards mostly. Okay. he's almost dead. Darth Vader's into play. I'll just take initiative here. And we'll finish it off. Well, he should have attacked with Vader, obviously. Actually, for some reason, thought that would attack immediately. This is why you play against AI once first. Familiarize yourself with the cards and mechanics. I made many mistakes there, but nonetheless, we'll move on to human opponents. And we'll be facing a Grand Moff Tarkin here. We'll see how it goes. That hand looks fine. Grand Moff Tarkin, give an experience token to an Imperial unit. Go resource, resource. And he plays a tie. Get out a Green Squadron A-Wing. It's a pretty solid play. I actually should have claimed initiative there so I could trade with the A-Wing. I know this deck isn't really supposed to trade, but I probably am going to do that when I believe it's called for. Yeah, I think that was a mistake by me. Ooh, he's got a lot of space. So I don't, this is actually, it doesn't have a point. How do I go back? Okay. There's no point to using Sabine here because he'll just heal it if he has initiative, so I'm going to claim initiative. And we'll go ahead and resource one of the fleet lieutenants, I think. I don't think I'm going to challenge for space really, so we can resource that. Fleet Lieutenant, 6 damage on the face, so he's at 7 now. And he just attacked me for 3. Deal 1 to the face for each of us. And we'll get Sabine on the table. We'll attack face for 3. So you Lauren, when you play a unit, heal 1 damage. +2 when you control 6 or more resources. Take initiative. Resource the red 3. So, what do we want to do here? I do want to kill that guy now. Fleet Lieutenant. And he's using attack pattern Delta. I don't think there's any point in me attacking Lauren. I will use Wing Leader here though. and buff up my defender so that he can't trade there. Wait, how did he trade there? I had 5 HP and he was at... Oh, was he at 5 there? I thought he was at 4. Oh well. I'll have to go back and... Yeah, it says it resolved for 5. I'll have to look at it later. Oh, he used the Stormtrooper Lieutenant to buff him up even further. Okay. That makes sense. We'll take out the Lieutenant. He's going to play Grand Moff Tarkin. Play Sabine. He went face. Okay. Claim initiative. I'm going to take 12 damage here. I don't think that I win this. There's no way I can deal 20 damage. Yeah, he's got it. We can Revel Assault, but that doesn't do enough. Yeah, GG's. Oh, we'll just concede by claiming the initiative. Alright, try again. I don't think I played perfectly in that one. Alright, it's going to be Sabine versus Sabine in this one, but his is Sabine red. Compared to the Vader blue deck, this deck just does not feel very good to play. Maybe it's just not my style. I certainly didn't go face like you're supposed to all the time. I went for board control, maybe that was my mistake. But I did some playtesting in which I went face a lot and just didn't work very well. One little less than 50%. And maybe in a meta where everyone has all the cards, this kind of face deck just isn't very good. That's perfectly possible. If that's the case, that's something we want to know. Okay, so he claimed the initiative. If I had gone face every time, though, I think I still would have lost there. So A-Wing's going to be hitting for 5. We'll play Fighters for Freedom. He's choosing not to use Sabine's ability. Interesting. Don't think I'm going to be contesting space. So he attacked with Wing Leader. Let's get our own Wing Leader out. Or do I just want K2SO? I think it's K2SO. Maybe it's Wing Leader Spec Force. So do the Spec Force first. Then Wing Leader. Pathfinder. Get our Sabine out. Or do I want to use her ability and see what he does? Let's see what he does. There's nothing else he can do here except pass. Claim the initiative. Or he could put Sabine into play. He's going to play Metal Ceremony. So he'll attack. Go face. And he's going to put his Sabine in. Face again. Okay, he trades. Take initiative. And resource a card. So I have 8 life, he has 13. I don't know if Energy Conversion Lab is very good in this deck. Let's take this trade. And this trade. And we'll play Wing Leader and buff up Sabine. And I'm dead. Alrighty, did some playtesting off stream, did very poorly, and made a few changes, put in General Dodonna, put in R2-D2. Don't think this deck is good at all, and I know it's placed well in a few tournaments, but we'll play a couple of games here, and I'll talk about why I don't think it's good. I think that I suspect the tournaments where it's doing well, it's probably the best of the budget decks, is what I could say about Sabine. Sabine Green, anyway. It's a good budget deck. But when you're playing against players with full collections, as we are in this simulator, it does not do well. When they have the tools to deal with you they do. Haven't seen Grand Inquisitor before. Deal 2 damage to a friendly unit with 3 or less power and ready it. I'll keep my hand. But yeah, I'll do my best to play the deck. But I don't think we will see very good results here. We'll see. Even against an off-meta hero like Grand Inquisitor. Admiral Ozzel. Generally, I would rather have initiative than 1 damage to each face. I think we'll resource the fighters for freedom. Play Echo-based Defender here. Enters play ready. Each opponent may ready a unit. Okay, we'll play Echo-based Defender here. I've never seen Admiral Ozzel played except in the starter deck. he plays fifth brother, who enters play ready, and I will ready my echo-based defender and take out the fifth brother right away. He claimed initiative, so we can attack, face, deal 1 damage to Admiral Ozzel. Oh no, it's to the defender to the base, so there's no choice, of course. And then we'll deal 1 damage to each face in this situation, since there's no initiative to claim. And what do I want to resource here? I know I'm going to play K2SO. Next turn probably fleet, so I can resource R2 here. He force chokes the Sabine. We'll go face while we can with that unit. Interesting. He's going to play the Scout Bike Pursuer and allow me to ready a unit. And I will go face again. So he shields the unit. And I will play K2SO. And I will play Sabine. I will deal direct damage this turn. And then I'll play Sabine. And go face, and then pass. Resource. Probably resource Starwing Scout in this. I like that card a little bit. I've gotten good results out of it. Power of the Dark Side for Sabine or K2SO. Probably Sabine. We'll go ahead and Fleet Lieutenant here. Get damage with the K2SO. Force choke to the K2SO. That doesn't really make sense because that's a droid, but that's going to end the game since that's 25 damage and K2SO does 3 on death. So after all the trash talking I did on Sabine, it did well in that game, but I would say I would stick by my assessment and say it's the best of the budget decks, but against many decks or many players that have full collections, it's going to suffer. It's a cheap deck to build. Playing against Iden in this one. Would you like to mulligan? As a matter of fact, I kind of would. Well, I have a 2, a 3, and a 4. I'll keep it. Probably mulligan the 5 and the 4 though. Or resource them, I mean. So he gets a look at my hand. Play the A-Wing. Takes initiative, so we'll deal damage. And pass. go ahead and resource an A-Wing. Well, actually I need the 2 and the 2 for next turn. So I don't like to resource for a cause I believe in, but I'll do it in this spot. How did he get that in with initiative? Oh, energy conversion lab. Okay. Play Star Wing. Not off to a great start. Two and 2. Resource the extra 2. Actually, maybe should have kept that for turn 5. If I play an A-Wing before he attacks with that, it'll just die. He played Power of the Dark Side. Let's get Sabine in here. Let's deal damage first. And then we'll get Sabine in here. Take out that probe droid. And we can play cards and pass. This will just function as a tank this round. Basically tank 3 damage. Resource the extra Sabine, I think. Actually might want to play it. I think it's fairly likely that I will. Reasonably likely. So we'll get some damage in there. Okay. Fighters for Freedom. I don't really like doing this. He gets a +1, but otherwise I'm floating too much resources. Alright. In this spot, do I want to resource anything? I guess I do, because then I have a 3 and a 3. How greedy is he going to be? Pretty greedy, I would say. Pretty greedy. So we'll just go face. He's gonna get Iden in. Face again. For a cause. I don't think we want more than 2 on the top. But there's no way to win from this position. Should have attacked with the Echo-based Defender. I played too quickly because I was discouraged by this result. Don't know why though. I just don't think this deck is very good. It's not one that I would recommend, even though, unless your meta is very budget oriented and you want to, be competitive as cheaply as possible, this deck will do that for you. But I just don't think it's very good. I know Sabine gets played a lot in the meta, but it's because it's cheap, not because it's good in my opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and concede here, and we'll move on and play one more. Here we go, this time playing against Jin Urso, another off-unit or off-meta leader. I've not actually seen anyone play this leader before. Mono yellow. That hand looks fine, so what does Jin do? Attack with a unit? The defender gets -1 attack. Okay. It's resource Metal Ceremony. Probably Echo-based Defender. Let's get Battlefield Marine into play. Leia Organa, which will allow him to ready a resource. I don't know if he'll be able to use that or not. I'll claim initiative. Oh, good strong start. Resource Starwing in this spot. I do want to trade with Leia. I know with this deck you're supposed to just go face, but I don't see how I win if I do that in that spot. Fighters for Freedom. Millennium Falcon. And back to hand it goes. Think we'll resource. Battlefield Marine. Yeah. Let's do this trade first. See if he gets the draw or not with Greedo. He did not. This is an Ezra Bridger. Millennium Falcon again. Play General Dodonna. Get an attack for 4 on the face. Okay, now we'll do one day, or we'll deploy Sabine. Get an attack for 3, plus 1 is another 4, and then pass. Metal Ceremony may actually be good here. I think I'll resource the Alliance X-Wing. Cunning, so he can return a unit to my hand and exhaust up to 2 units. It's good play. Get General Dodonna back out. Attack for 4. I could Medal Ceremony. Could be even better next round. I think I'll use it while I can though. Choose a card to resource. Do I want to resource anything? Yeah, I think I want to play a 3 and a 3, so. Asteroid Sanctuary to exhaust a unit. Shields the Millennium Falcon. Go Wing Leader on Sabine. Spark of Rebellion. He's discarding a card. Okay. So I could have gotten a better Medal Ceremony this round. Would have been win more though, I think. Here comes Jin. While a friendly unit is attacking, the defender gets -1. And he's going to shoot first. And he just went face. Okay. And he disconnected. Okay, so I'll pause, make sure he doesn't come back. He's probably just conceded. Okay, he didn't come back. So that's going to do it for this deck spotlight. My assessment of the deck is that it's not good, but it's the best of the budget decks. So we went 2-1 against human players, but both wins were against budget decks. And overall, my results playtesting Sabine have not been good. You can see on my profile here, 5 wins and 18 attempts for 27% win. Darth Vader, I started out really bad testing with him, but then went on like 7-0. So Sabine is just not good. But she is the best of the budget decks, so that's why I think you're seeing the results from her that we are. She's an aggro deck. Aggro decks are usually about 50-50. Against players with full collections, though, I think it's going to be less. But with against players with incomplete collections, Sabine can do very well. And when you're playing the actual physical game, most players will have incomplete collections. So, good budget deck, not really good deck overall is my assessment. And thank you for watching.